Hey guys, and welcome back for a brand new book review. And today we're going to be book reviewing The End of the World by Geraldine McCaughrean. But before we get started, let's start by reading the back of the book. Every time a lad came fowling on the St. Kilda stocks, he went home less of a boy and more of a man. If he went home at all, that is. In the summer of 1727, a group of men and boys are put ashore on a remote sea stack to harvest birds for food. No one returns to collect them. Why? Surely nothing but the end of the world can explain why. They have been abandoned to endure storms, starvation, and terror. And how can they survive, housed in stone and imprisoned on every side by the ocean? So after I read the back of the book, it already made kind of an impression on me because I'm a fan of action and adventure sort of books, and I'm mostly interested in reading those. And because of how the book was talking about the characters going through starvation and terror, and how they had to live far away from their families in difficult situations, it really grabbed my attention and really made me want to read the book. The thing is, after reading the whole book, it felt like the book promised a bit too much. Because if I let me just read it again and I'll explain it. In the summer of 1727, a group of men and boys are put ashore on a remote sea stack to harvest birds for food. No one returns to collect them. Why? Surely nothing but the end of the world can explain why they have been abandoned to endure storms, starvation, and terror. And how can they survive, housed in stone and imprisoned on every side by the ocean? By the ocean. Maybe now you see what I mean? After reading the back of the book, it portrayed itself as an action adventure book, but in the end, it didn't really produce much action or adventure. Even though it kind of touched on that aspect, it didn't really dive into it because most of the time the book was very slow, and for me it just felt like a drag to read. The really good thing about the book was that when it actually came to the action and adventure parts, it really grabbed attention. Like, as soon as one of those parts came on, I literally did not want to stop reading. And I feel like if they had more of it, the book would have been even more enjoyable. So after those six chapters, finally getting to the sixth chapter and things actually start getting good, I'm thinking, okay, this is where things just kick off and it just gets better and better, and my hype for it will just grow even more. But the truth is, that wasn't the case. The book just died down and went back to the slow pace it was used to in the beginning, and yeah, that's what kind of killed the moment. But then again, the book always sprung up with these plot twisters, and literally I was not expecting them. The way the plot just twists was really fun to read and really enjoyable. But even with that, it could have done even better, I feel like, because 70% of the time it was literally just slow paced. And I feel like it could have, you know, made an effort, at least made a bigger effort to fulfill the hype I was talking about on the back of the book. Now let's talk a bit about the main character, which was Quill, or Quilliam, whatever you want to call it. The reason why I liked Quill more than all the others is because of his way of doing things. And the way he had this special talent of him, of just being able to tell stories and to just keep everyone from going crazy and it's all thanks to his stories. He was great at telling stories, really, really, and even and every time there was like this little story time, I was actually very intrigued because I really wanted to know how he was gonna calm the crowd or make everything nice and make everyone feel better. And that's what I liked about him. That's what I liked about his personality, his way of just going through a difficult situation and be able to just talk his way out of it. I'm telling you, this guy was great. Now, let's talk about the characters in general. They were very likable and very attachable to, except from two though: the bully Kenneth and Minister Kane. Minister Kane was like this guy that thought he was holier than others and better suited to be a priest. Now, because the characters were easily likable and everything, it throughout the book the characters just grow on you, and you start liking them and understanding them even more. And so when one of the characters like get in danger or even die, then you kind of feel like you actually feel bad. You feel, oh man, that was a great character. And I feel like that was something the book really needed because with that slow pace it was going at, no, it wasn't really gonna pass. But because the characters were very likable, it made everything work. And so yeah, the book really did a good job when it came to understanding the reader and how the characters would affect the reader while reading the story. And we have come at the end of this video. Make sure to comment down below, like if you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next video.